So the thing I think is most fascinating about your brand, or one of the most fascinating things, is kind of the origin story when it comes to distribution, which is initially you guys launched on Amazon. You did it because it was the cheapest and easiest, and you could do it without having to build a website and do all that kind of stuff. Um, Talk to me about how you approached that space, right? And what were some of the benefits of being so focused in terms of your initial distribution strategy?
Yeah, I always tell people we're a digitally native brand, but we did DTC all backwards because for people who don't know, we did DTC last because we started on Amazon, then we went into retail, and then we launched a DTC site. So we did it totally backwards, but it worked out really well for us. And we embraced Amazon before Amazon really became cool. This was back in 2017, before COVID sort of changed everything. But it was, we were bootstrapping the business. We needed a way to get the product in front of a lot of people really fast, but also very like cheaply. We didn't
Mhm.
have a ton of money. And so Amazon was perfect because where else will you be able to access hundreds of millions of potential customers in one platform where you don't have to acquire them necessarily. And I already knew that people were buying this type of product on Amazon. So I knew that people were, searching for acne patches on Amazon. So it just made sense. It was the perfect place for us to start because it didn't require a lot of capital. People were already looking for this product, this type of product. And, we had the potential to really access so many people really quickly. And so, yeah, we started with one SKU on Amazon back in 2017, and then the success on Amazon really opened the door to retail and a lot of other opportunities.
I honestly think that one of the biggest shifts in consumer behavior that I've seen when it comes to like product discovery is this shift from Google search to Amazon search, right? So from going from
Uh
like
huh.
historically people always did Google search, right? And so there's SEO around Google search and that was incredibly valuable. Continues to be very, very valuable. But now I know that I personally and a lot of people go to Amazon first to just search for, hey, acne patches, right? So for you
Yep.
guys, I know that I would imagine you're number one in those results at this point.
Yeah.
One, would love to hear how you got there. And then
Yeah.
two, would love to hear about what percent of your customers, you could do it both overall and just for Amazon specifically, are coming in purely via they're just searching for an acne patch and you're the first one and they buy you. Do you have any idea of like what percent contribution that is to new customers?
It's quite high, and a lot of it comes from paid. So
Mm,
for people who don't know how the Amazon engine works, Amazon's kind of it works almost like a Google search engine, right? So you type in the product or product name or product category that you're looking for, and it populates like a list of results. And so organically, you can be placed at the top of the list, or you can pay for an ad to be placed at the front of the pack. And so either way, the benefit is that you're like, I think they've done research where it shows like very, very few people scroll like after page two or something like that. So
yep,
really being like at the top of the list is crucial.
yep.
And so I know we have the highest in terms of paid share of voice. We're up there in terms of organic, but yeah, I mean, I think most of the people come to us because we are literally like like position number one, number two, number three, and it's that's why I think the Amazon strategy is so important, and it takes time to get there. So back to your other point about like how did we start and kind of build this machine. I mean, really, the biggest thing is it takes time. So you're not going to build a successful Amazon business overnight because it takes time for their algorithms to sort of pick up on the keywords that you have in your listing. It takes time to build up the reviews. It takes time to really get your ad strategy in place. But it's really kind of it's just like an Amazon flywheel that you build because once you have a certain number of reviews, the right keywords, you end up ranking higher, and the higher you rank, the more you sell, the more you sell, the more reviews you get. And so it's just like a cycle, right? That benefits you the more that you can get all that stuff, right? So yeah, it definitely doesn't happen overnight. I know people try to shortcut it, but definitely do not do that because they will find out and they will shut you down for sure. So it's anyways, it's a mix of optimizing your images, optimizing your product page, having the right ad strategy in place, and then also supporting externally with social or email or media. We get a lot of affiliate links that lead to Amazon. People love linking to Amazon.
It's been fascinating watching this kind of journey for Amazon through this time period, right? Because you have a lot of people that are gaming the reviews, right? But then for them, that's like super critical to discovery that those reviews are trustworthy. And so they're doing all kinds
Yeah.
of badges and moderation and all this kind of stuff. But obviously, just like SEO, there's such a big prize at the end of the rainbow that if you can get it right, like it's worth a lot. And
Yep.
so,
Totally.
and then similarly on the paid strategy, it's interesting to see like I I mean, it is a massive growing business for them, the kind of paid ads. And I think logically it makes sense for them to have it. It feels a little much for me right now. Like there's a lot of ads. Like it's like I have to go through quite a bit to get like to the
Yeah.
organic results.
Everything's yes,
But
100%.
but again, the nice part is it's all kind of cased in reviews, right? So it's like, okay, if they've got a lot of good reviews, I don't really care, right? So
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's fascinating. I don't know if you've ever disclosed this, but what percent? Give me ballpark. You don't have to get exact numbers. Comes through Amazon specifically, and obviously that's
A
changed
little bit.
over time.
Yeah, a little bit less than half. A little bit less. So our two biggest channels are Amazon and Target.
Yep,
And Target's it edges out Amazon in terms of dollar sales.
yep.
But Amazon still, it makes up a good chunk of the business for sure.
And then does Amazon actually distribute your products, or is it done through?
No,
No, you guys have your own.
we're
Yep.
3P.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 3P. We were never 1P. And it's funny, I just saw a Twitter thread on the benefits of 1P versus 3P. Uh, I mean, we love 3P just because it's all about price protection.
Mm,
Because the difference between 1P and 3P is 1P, you're basically selling to Amazon as if they're a retailer,
yep.
like the way that we would sell to Target. And then 3P would be you manage the platform on your own. You're a seller on their platform.
Yep.
So I mean, the biggest benefit of 3P really is you own your price and you can protect it, and that's kind of what actually I think allows us to be omni-channel because there are a lot of retailers that hate Amazon
Hmm.
because they know that Amazon's algorithms, especially if you're 1P, will always undercut them. But if
Uh,
you are 3P, they don't mind as much because they know that you're going to hold the price. So it's all like the key really is all about controlling the price, and it's much easier to do that when you're 3P.
Fascinating. Okay, wait, we're gonna dive in. So, like, how does because this is such a new world for me? How does that work with like kind of Prime? Like, how can they have Prime delivery if you're the one actually, distributing the product?
So Prime, we use their fulfillment centers. So it's
Gotcha.
fulfilled by Amazon. It's
Yep.
much easier to get the Prime badge as a seller if you leverage their fulfillment capabilities.
Hmm.
Otherwise, if you don't do FBA and you fulfill on your own, you have to get like a certain amount of like ratings and feedback from buyers to establish your credibility before you're allowed to get the Prime badge. So you kind of have to earn the Prime badge. They
Gotcha.
don't just give it to everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're a new seller, you have to like earn a reputation as a reputable seller, and then you can access the Prime badge.